Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever the fuck you're listening, you're watching. This is another episode of Tailgate Trash Talk, the Natty, baby.
Hopefully you're watching live, enjoying the Natty with us.
Exactly. That's what this is. This is a Natty watch party. Last game of the season. Can't hold anything back. Gary Free sitting next to me.
This one's for all the marbles.
That's right, buddy. That is
Gotta
right.
hit all the cliches, right?
How you doing tonight, Gary? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Excited about this game. I know it's sort of David versus Goliath, in terms of the talent between these two teams, really, but also Vegas has decided that it's David versus Goliath with a 15.5-point spread in this game. But we've got somebody in the house tonight that believes in David.
Absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't believe in little David, bud? I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. The Natty Championship for all the marbles, like you said, and really a David versus Goliath. First year head coach for TCU, preseason 200-1 odds of making
seventh in their conference.
And here they are, about ready to play the biggest game of their lives.
Yeah.
I want to say I heard a stat last week after our episode last week that maybe only a handful of players on the TCU team have experienced a postseason game.
High school or college?
No, college.
Oh, bowl games?
Bowl game, yeah. Sorry.
I hadn't heard that stat, but it doesn't surprise me really because obviously they've been struggling the last few years, and really transfer portal and obviously those things add up to guys that came from other programs that were struggling. They were looking for an opportunity with a program that didn't necessarily have all the pieces in place. So that stat doesn't surprise me. I hadn't heard that one, but it's sort of what I would expect. And of course, you're looking at Georgia on the other side. Other than their freshmen, everybody's got postseason experience in the playoff, right? Like they were here last year, looking to repeat. So essentially everybody but the freshmen and anybody that transferred in this year, you're looking at a very seasoned, very savvy, very experienced ball club in Georgia. On top of the fact that they've got NFL talent all over the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, before we go any further, they're about ready to do the national anthem here. So let's take a moment here and honor the American flag with the playing of the national anthem here.
Can you see by the drums when we light was so brightly red at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang out its guns bursting in our dream through the night.
Very, very nicely done there by Pentatonics, the playing of the national anthem.
Yeah, I like them. I don't know if you've ever listened to any of their.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Their acapella stuff is so good.
Very much so. Very much so.
I like them.
So getting back to the game here.
Yes, sir.
David and Goliath. I'm going to say 99% of bettors, of fans, are placing their wagers on the defending champions, Georgia Bulldogs. There's a small percentage, that 1% down there in TCU, down there in Dallas, and Fort Worth, Texas, and myself that are picking the Horned Frogs, baby. The Horned Frogs.
You're in the minority. You're in the minority.
Wouldn't have it any other way, though. Wouldn't have it any other way.
You're more popular down there in DFW than I am right now. Oh. These intros are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like how they do this up and make it real TV friendly.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it's a distraction for the kids, but
it probably is a little distraction. I guess probably leading up to it is a distraction. But then
once those fireworks start going off, though,
yeah, once that ball gets kicked off and those pads start hitting each other,
yes, sir.
It's straight football from here on out.
Absolutely. I love that the Legion of Doom continues to survive, and you see all the shoulder pads with the spikes at these Georgia games. It seems to be their thing. The colors match, of course, with Hawk and Animal from the WW, used to be WWF, now WWE, so it works out nicely.
All right, so Gary, last week on our episode, we talked about the keys to victory for each team here. Let's recap. And what are your keys for victory for the Georgia Bulldogs going into tonight?
Yeah, the big thing is to play a clean game. A lot of mistakes last week against Ohio State, uncharacteristic mistakes, bonehead plays, untimely penalties that extended drives, couple turnovers that are pretty uncharacteristic of Georgia, blown coverages in the secondary. That's going to be huge today because TCU's got a couple of playmakers. They don't quite have guys that I would put on the level of what Ohio State's offering. Marvin Harrison Jr., I think, is going to be a candidate for number 1 overall pick in the NFL. But Georgia's got to play a clean game. You can't lose guys in the secondary. You can't create the turnovers. You can't commit the penalties. And that's really, for me, what Georgia has to do, because I just think that the talent gap is so big that, for Georgia, it just don't give TCU that opportunity. Don't let them feel like they're still in the game, because we've seen them several times this year seem like they're down and out of games and they come back and win them. So you can't give this TCU team, they're resilient. You can't give them life. And that's, for me, the key for Georgia. They've got to clean up the mistakes from last week. That ref is nervous.
Yes, he is. Hands are shaking, baby.
It ain't just the players that got the nerves going right now. So what do you got for your Horned Frogs as your keys to victory here?
So as I mentioned last week, keys for victory for the Horned Frogs, score early and often. And then once they if they can get a lead of at least 2 scores, then it's ball control.
Yeah.
Time management. I know it's going against every terroristic fiber in their DNA and what they've done all season long.
Yeah.
But if they can get up early, then ball control.
Yep.
That's the main one for TCU. And then secondly, obviously, possession, keeping the turnovers to a bare minimum. And last week last week in the semifinal game, Duggan had I believe 3 INTs. Now one of them wasn't his fault, but nonetheless, it still goes against him. So you got to have control of that ball.
Yeah, for sure. If they could steal a possession or two here against Georgia too, I think that could really, it's certainly going to shift some of the game momentum in their favor. But I think it's an opportunity for them, like you said, if they can create that lead and, get up 2 scores, and then you start to play some of this ball control. They love to run the ball, right? They do move fast. They don't huddle very often. They got that mush huddle at the line of scrimmage and, a lot of tempo. But if they can just keep the clock moving, run the ball, and be able to make some hay against this front 4 of Georgia, that's obviously 4 NFL players.
Oh, yeah.
You got to – if you can do that I think is a formula for TCU. Steal a possession and then lean heavy on that run game because they love to run the ball.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so here we go. Touchback here. So TCU will get the ball here at the 25-yard line.
Yep.
As we start the national championship game.
Uneventful start.
Yeah.
It's amazing. This season is just amazing for TCU. 7th in their picked 7th in their conference. Duggan wasn't even the starter to begin the season, and he finishes runner-up in the Heisman, and they're in the national championship game.
Yeah.
If there's ever been a Cinderella, maybe since Boise State when they knocked off Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl, this is about as big a Cinderella story as we've seen maybe in these BCS games.
Yep, and here we go. First, can't even get it off. And
penalty, can't do that.
No.
Can't be behind the sticks, man. Not against this Georgia defense. You cannot be behind the sticks.
Absolutely.
Just so amped up. I'm sure it's just they're so juiced up, ready to go. But you can't be behind the sticks. I'm curious what this Quentin Johnston guy is going to be able to do today because he's their big playmaker, and Georgia's secondary gave up some plays last week.
Absolutely, gave up some plays.
A lot
of plays last week.
Oh, got to have that one, Duggan.
Yeah, Duggan got to have that one.
It's tough behind the sticks, and you kind of missed the guy that was open too. I know you're on the run, flushed out a little bit, but.
Yeah, but he was open, and he had some running room too. If the ball was placed, money there.
Settle your feet, make a nice strong throw.
Yeah, that's one thing that Georgia, Alabama,
oh my God,
that they do well, and that is flood to the ball.
Yeah, swarm tackling.
Yep.
Wonder where Kirby learned that coaching style defensively.
Right.
I still can't get over Jalen Carter picking up Jaden Daniels in the SEC championship game and holding up the number 1 while he's holding another near grown ass man. That dude is just so big.
Oh. Well, not the start that you had hoped for TCU if you were a TCU fan here.
Oh, my God.
Basically 3 and out.
Yeah.
Georgia got the job done. And, just that was a catchable ball, but at the same time
That's not a good throw.
It wasn't a great throw, no, but it was catchable. But that's 2 passes, though, for Duggan.
He's off the mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I said last week, man, Duggan's going to have to be his best if they're going to knock off Georgia, in my opinion. And that's not the start you wanted from your Heisman runner-up.
No, absolutely not. And now you have Georgia starting field position at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, that's not good. Not good. For an offense that's explosive as Georgia's is, that's a tough place to start defensively.
Yep. Before we get the first play here for Georgia, Gary, real quick, the ball game is being played in California at SoFi Stadium. College football game here. College, this is the culmination of the season. And real quick, Georgia starting off the same way that TCU did behind the 8-ball.
Yeah.
Sticks here with Smart.
A lot of nerves. What's going on?
But
everybody needs to settle in.
A tradition like no other.
Oh my goodness.
Is a tailgate experience. And SoFi Stadium
it's so synonymous with college football that we named our fucking podcast after it. And they won't even allow tailgating at the fucking national championship. What are they doing? That's a silly move. I don't know. I've seen some reasoning and none of it really rings very well for me. It sounds like some snooty assholes just making a decision that they shouldn't have made, to be honest. A lot of holier than thou going on in there because they tailgate for NFL games.
Yeah,
in the state of California. So,
well, and one of our listeners just said that a lot of homeless sheltering going on out there. It was probably only a vegan only tailgate.
No. yeah. California's they're a little different out there.
Yep. There goes Stetson Bennett to Bowers there. Bowers is going to be a stud at the next level, I think. I think he's –
yeah. I'm trying to decide. So, question for you.
Yeah.
Before we even get to what we usually do in the offseason, start talking draft prospects, but who's going to be a better professional tight end, Bowers or Mayer out of Notre Dame?
Bowers. Well, I take that back. Where are they getting drafted? It all depends.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a fair point, right?
Question right there.
Who's got the better next level potential? Let's frame it that way because draft where you go matters.
Next level potential. I think you'd be stupid not to pick what's his name from Notre Dame.
Mayer.
Yeah. But essentially, I honestly think it's going to be Bowers. I truly think he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be not a traditional tight end. I think I could probably see you moving him from tight end to maybe slot.
I think you're absolutely 100% right with Bowers. I think he's a serviceable blocker. Mm-hmm. I think Mayer's a little better inline blocker, but I like Bowers as a Jimmy Graham type. Split him out, maybe not make him officially a slot wide receiver, but you can flex him out and get matchups, and he's going to be a nightmare with a professional offensive coordinator that's got nothing but time to scheme up ways to get him singled up on safeties and linebackers. Like, good Lord, he's too big for DBs, too fast for linebackers, and he's a really crisp route runner.
Yeah,
I know there's some offensive coordinators right now, as obviously you just made that play there, but I know there's some offensive coordinators right now salivating over the fact that, man, I hope Bowers falls to us in the teens or in the 20s or something like that, because I think Mayer and him are going to be first round picks.
I agree.
I think Mayer goes first based on the potential. I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
But I think somebody's going to get a monster with Bowers.
And honestly, I think Bowers is probably going to go second round.
Maybe early second.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I agree with you, though. If he's still there, if someone's looking for that type of – there goes Stutson. And just like that, Georgia – up 6-0.
It's early. Yeah, he had so much room, dude.
Untouched.
20 yards untouched. Yikes. All right, well, TCU, you got to respond here.
Yeah.
We weren't going to shut Georgia out.
No, absolutely not.
So
No,
Got to respond now.
if you did that, then wow.
Yeah, right.
Oh, all right. When they go to a commercial break, we will also do the same. But we'll come back just since it's going to be a long game, long episode for us tonight.
Yes, sir.
But
And for the long haul.
that's right. Bulldogs up 7-0
7-0.
right now. And with that, we will be right back.
This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion, a champion. I got tons of soul on my true collectible. Famous, also famous, number one, desirable. I do what I want, when I want, and how I want it. Leave you with the one, and yeah, that's how I roll. I got changes, bro, I don't care about no gold. Better, so much better, flipping, incredible. Always on the show, so they know that I still got it. And I never feel sorry, yeah, it's about the world. This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion, a champion. This is me, I still on it, cause you all wanna be loved. Yeah, you all wanna be loved. But a champion, a champion. When I hear him come like my fuse and then ba-bum. Later, see you later, I'm about to blow this up. You can sing my song if you want, I know you want it. It's always kinda funny, yeah, cause I know I'm a superstar in the sky to lead you on. Haters gonna hate it to prove of how they love. They can bring me down, nah. They are jealous of me and my umbrella, yeah, they love me so. This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion, a champion. This is me, I still on it, cause you all wanna be loved. Yeah, you all. This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion, a champion. I got tons of soul on my true collectible. Famous, also famous, number one, desirable. I do what I want, when I want, and how I want it. Leave you with the one, and yeah, that's how I roll. I got changes, bro, I don't care about no gold. Better, so much better, flipping, incredible. Always on the show, so they know that I still got it. And I never feel sorry, yeah, it's about the world. This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion, a champion. This is me, I still on it, cause you all wanna be loved. Yeah, you all wanna be loved. But a champion, a champion. When I hear him come like my fuse and then ba-bum. Later, see you later, I'm about to blow this up. You can sing my song if you want, I know you want it. It's always kinda funny, yeah, cause I know I'm a superstar in the sky to lead you on. Haters gonna hate it to prove of how they love. They can bring me down, nah. They are jealous of me and my umbrella, yeah, they love me so. This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion, a champion. This is
All right, we're back. George is kicking off here to start the next possession.
Well, let's see if we can get a response out of TCU, make this a ball game here. Don't want it to get out of hand early.
No, sir. No, sir.
Another touchback, starting from the 25. Like to see Max Duggan settle in here. Little nerves, I think, on that first drive. Hopefully, was able to kind of clean the cobwebs on the sideline there, and maybe watching Georgia go right down the field and score wakes him up a little bit.
Well,
TCU's going to need him to be really good tonight if they're going to win this game.
Yeah, and that right there is not what you want for your starting your second possession.
Another negative play to start the drive, not good. Behind the sticks, back-to-back drives. Oof. Georgia had 3 guys in position to make that play.
Yeah.
Wow. Ugh, nowhere. Third, 14. Oof.
Ooh. Another 3 and out for TCU here. Not the start that they were looking for, that they were hoping for.
Another punt. Oh, flag.
Holding on Georgia.
Oh, man. Got a conversion. Conversion on a defensive penalty here. Big break. Big break. 3rd and 14. Yeah. Pretty easy call. Pretty easy call. I don't love defensive hold.
Fumble!
There.
Georgia ball. Georgia. Wow.
Are you muted, bud? I can't hear you. Ah, of course, TCU. Yeah, I don't have any audio for you, bud.
What? Can you hear me now?
Nope. I don't know what happened, dude. You bump your mic. Wow. That is. What a fortunate bounce. That could have bounced out of bounds pretty easily. Was that TCU player out of bounds, though, when he touched the ball?
I don't think so.
They might have to review that.
Can you hear me now?
Might have to review that. Dogs.
Can you hear me?
Wow. Must be he wasn't out of bounds. Who runs a reverse with their tight end? The team that has Brock Bowers, that's who. Is it? I don't know. Maybe is it my audio?
I don't know.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Try now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. It must have been my audio. I thought I had. I don't know. That's my fault. I've been over here telling you got no audio.
It's all right. It's all right. All right, I had the trivia question going on here, and then my friend went out.
Oh boy. Inside the 10 again.
Pass incomplete there.
Big 3rd down here. Boy, that guy probably should have tried to pick that off. Big 3rd down here, though. If TCU can hold to a field goal, you got to think that's a win.
Yeah.
Giving up a fumble where they gave it up. Big third down here.
Good tackle. Good tackle. Kept him from getting the first down.
TCU defense got to feel good about that.
Ooh, Georgia staying out there.
Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa. Whoa. I mean, Kirby said before the game he only had one word to describe what they had to do today, and it was aggressive. So I guess he's living by that mantra.
no, they're going for a field goal here.
Okay. Stetson was out there.
Yeah.
He was ready to go. I forgot he's the holder, though.
Yeah. And field goal is good. So Georgia goes up 10-0 with 6:51 left to play.
Yeah, but you got to feel like that's a win for TCU.
Yeah.
TCU right there, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You can't go down 2 touchdowns, especially after a momentum play like a fumble.
No. All right. Real quick, let's get to a sponsor break. And then once the game gets back, we will be back and we will do a little trivia question for some free merch. Sponsors brought to you by PocketPairClub.com. Pocket Pair Club, club number 26881. PocketPairClub.com. We're back. Georgia's about ready to kick off here. 10-0 Georgia over TCU with 6:51 left to play in the first quarter. And another touchback here. All right, Gary, we did it last year. We had some success with it. So let's do it again this year.
Yes, sir.
Trivia question for tonight. And first person that answers the correct answer gets some free merch from us. So the trivia question is, which team has the highest total of wins in FBS? Notre Dame, Ohio State, Alabama, Michigan.
It's a good question.
It is.
Little tricky one here, especially for people who might have recency bias.
First person that answers correctly gets some free merch. Which team has the highest total of wins in FBS? Notre Dame, Ohio State, Alabama, or Michigan?
Much better start to this drive for TCU. Positive play on first down.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
You going deep. Got a guy wide open. Oh, spin move. Just did the joystick juke right there.
Hit him with the right analog. Whoop! Hey, there's those blown coverages.
Yeah.
Saw them last week against Ohio State. They're rearing their head again this week.
TCU with the hurry up offense they're trying to anyways.
Yeah.
Man. That's 3 plays in a row for positive yardage for the Horn Frogs.
One of them for real big yardage.
Yeah.
That is a bad bust in coverage. Woo!
It's a great throw, and it's easy to look at Davis and the catch, but I think the attention span of Quentin Johnston causes it. 60-yard play by one of the best big play offenses.
I think if Duggan hits him in stride, he might score.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Our little injury timeout here. Going back real quick, sponsor was brought to you by PocketPairClub.com. Pocket Pair Club, club number 26881 for all of your gambling needs. Please gamble responsibly. All right, Gary, so far, what have you seen from the Georgia Bulldogs? What are they doing right against this TCU defense?
Yeah, I think it's obviously you get the nice starting position on both drives. And they've taken advantage. You know, I think if you're Georgia, you wanted to punch in for a touchdown on that last drive. But, you know, Bennett with the read option scores a touchdown on the first drive. And I think that's an element of his game that gets overlooked often. He's quite nimble, quite mobile. And defensively up until this drive, they've stopped the passing game of Max Duggan and these wideouts for TCU. Obviously, we saw the blown coverage on this drive, and if TCU scores a touchdown here, obviously this game changes, right? And you look at this Georgia defense, and is it one of those here we go again type scenarios? And now the offense feels like they've got to score 40 points to win this game.
Yeah.
What about TCU? What do they need to fix?
I think they just did this series. That was get those jitters. Get those championship jitters.
Settle.
Yeah. You know, settle down. You know, and you saw it from the defense there on the last possession by the Bulldogs where they got that huge third down stop there, held them to a field goal. Because, you know, being down 10-0 and being down 14-0 are two totally different scenarios here. Saw the defense step up there, which in turn I think helped slow down everything for the offensive side of the ball. And like you said, you know, if Duggan hit him in stride there, you know, TCU could have had a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah, Davis probably hits his head on the goalpost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a drive that really can swing things for TCU because up till now, and of course in college football, things can change so quickly with the speed of the game. Nobody huddles, clock stops on first downs, etc. You know, things can change pretty quickly. And for TCU right now, you're thinking we punch in for 6 here. This ball game that felt like it might get out of hand is suddenly, hey, we're in a dogfight now. No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. So, real quick, okay. So TCU runs the ball there, third down is short here.
Short. That's where you want to be.
question for you. Which ESPN telecast are you deferring to and watching tonight?
I'm on the standard broadcast. I know they've got the Ultracast or whatever it is, and then the McAfee simulcast. But I honestly, I like. There it is.
There it is.
That's what they needed bad. They needed that bad. And Duggan, he's got to be at his best. But I like Reese and I like Herb Street. So I'm sticking with the traditional. I'm right on the standard broadcast here. So
Gotcha.
not Reese, Chris. But I like Herbie. I really think, honestly, and I'm getting a little off topic with college football, but Herbie has really hit his stride in the NFL, and to be completely honest, he might be the best color commentary guy in maybe all of sports, to be honest, but he's definitely, in my opinion, the best in football.
Besides Tony Romo?
No, God. I'll mute fucking Tony Romo. Fucking guy.
Had to throw that. So you're watching the standard telecast. I'm actually watching the Field Pass with McAfee, Hawk, and the boys from the McAfee show.
I think they're finding their groove.
Absolutely.
I think they struggled a little early on trying to figure out what the tempo and the flow and how to handle themselves on the sideline. But the last couple times I've watched it, I think they've really found their groove, and they're really adding to the broadcast. But yeah, for me tonight, I'm sticking with Chris and Herbie, and we're gonna ride with these guys tonight.
Yeah, wait. I actually think that there's just way too many.
There is, because Feinbaum's got one on SEC Network.
Does he really?
I believe he's got one on SEC Network. He does during the regular season. He'll have an SEC featured game that he does like a watch along, like we're doing. But I believe he's got the game on the SEC Network tonight. So ESPN is just all over the map, dude. Yeah. All over the map.
Yeah.
I almost feel like it's almost too many options. You're kind of diluting the product.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I get that you're getting so many perspectives from people and everything like that.
The McAfee one makes sense too because he's got such a rabid following.
Yeah, but at the same time too, he played the game.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I've been a fan of his for a while now, Orlowski.
Oh my God, he's so good.
If he and I don't know if he's on any of the ESPN telecasts or anything. I thought he was last year, and maybe I might be mistaken. But if you had him and in a room watching the game, having him breaking it down and everything for us as viewers, I mean, it's so educational.
He's so damn good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. And, you look at it too, and he wasn't, right? Like, he made it to the NFL. Obviously, he was a good football player, but he wasn't what you would consider a good NFL player.
Yeah.
His most famous moment is running out of the back of the end zone, and he's never going to live that down.
People don't forget.
Exactly. Once it's on the internet.
Yeah.
Especially. But he's done such a good job of he's an indispensable property there or indispensable entity there at ESPN right now. If they ever let him out the door, he's going to get a payday from somewhere else.
Yeah.
He's just so good, and his perspective is so good. It's clear that he knows the game, but he's pretty charismatic about it too. He's really, really, really good. And him and Swagoo are really good together.
Yeah.
And I know, like, Laura does a really, really good job, but you know who else is really good with them too? Is when Field Yates is hosting.
Field Yates is good. Yeah.
They just have a lot of good personalities that come in and out of that show. And Laura does a really good job because she's the regular host, but I think Field does a good job. And then when they get Ryan Clark on there, it's really good. Mina Kimes is so good on that show. Mina Kimes, she has to be, in my opinion, what's that?
She's a Swiss Army knife.
Oh, absolutely. For me, I think it's she has to be the one that breaks the mold, right? Like, for the longest time, it was always like, oh, this woman made it. Like, a lot of these women that were on, maybe they didn't have the best insights because they didn't get the same sort of kind of airtime or whatever. But she just dominates when she's out there spitting stats and facts and killing it. It's almost like when Doris Burke is on, right?
Yeah.
Doris Burke is so good in the basketball realm. Mina's so good in the football realm that she has to, she's got to break that mold. And I think that people maybe, the more we get of her and Laura Rutledge and, obviously Ramona Shelburne and Doris Burke, and the more we get of that, people will stop being like, oh, well, how'd this woman get the job? Well, she got the job because she's fucking good at what she does,
Yep. All right, going back to our trivia question, we do not have a winner yet. First one that comments the correct answer wins some free merch. But which team has the highest total of wins in FBS? Notre Dame, Ohio State, Alabama, or Michigan? Again, first person that comments the correct answer gets some free merch.
Come get this free merch.
Gary is actually living proof of some merch right there. A little tailgate sweatshirt.
Nice hoodie. I'm outdoors in January and I'm feeling nice and comfortable.
Yep. Got some blankets. We got koozies. We got shirts. We got long sleeve shirts. You name it, we got it. Oh, wide open.
Can't lose them. Can't lose them like that. Golly.
Busted coverage.
It's McConkey too, right? Like, they just have so many weapons. I say that as if they don't have 5 other guys that could have caught that touchdown. But McConkey is like Stetson's kind of security blanket, and you just lose him. That's a busted coverage, man.
Yes, it's busted coverage, but I almost want to say, he's coming back off that knee injury. I want to say in the SEC championship game where he came down hard.
Yeah, he did
on that knee.
Yep.
And he wasn't 100% in last week's semifinal game.
No, he wasn't. I think they talked a little bit about that during the game too. That he was a little hobbled, and I think he played sparing snaps even during that game. So, wow.
17-7, still not even out of the first quarter yet. 2:43 left to play here in the first quarter of the national championship game between the Georgia Bulldogs and the TCU Hornets.
Oh, wow. What? That's a
little wheel route out of the.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who busted that coverage because that's cover one. That I don't know what that is. That's a bad coverage design because there's no deep guy on the other half of the field, so I have to believe that was supposed to be cover 2, but only one safety went deep. The other safety came down in the box. I don't know what that coverage design was, whether they were convinced there was going to be something underneath and they sold out or what, but essentially both guys on both sidelines could have been running by themselves. They just didn't have a fucking fly route on the other side.
Yeah.
That's not a good. You can't blow coverage like that. I don't know what the call was, but that was clearly not something they should call ever again in this game. Because as you see, the safety was set up split half.
Yeah, he was at the
and he bailed to center field, which tells me that it should have been cover 3.
Yeah.
Or cover 1 man, right? But neither corner was in man coverage, and neither corner got any sort of depth.
Nope, none whatsoever.
Man, that's a. I don't know what the play call was, if there was miscommunication, but you can't call it coverage like that.
No. And just like that, so you see Georgia score the tutty. They kick off, short kickoff. They return it 15 yards. And first play from scrimmage is a running play and another first down for TCU. So definitely so far, the jitters are out of the Horned Frogs after those first few possessions.
Yep, I think it's going to be real imperative for them that the defense finds a way to get a stop here in the first half here to kind of swing the momentum a little bit, and then we'll see where it goes from there. I think if you're TCU optimally, if your defense can create a turnover for you, you got to feel like you can claw your way back into this game.
Yeah, and shockingly, TCU is getting some good yardage on the run.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if Georgia adjusted from early from when they blew that coverage or what, but they've only got 6 in the box right now, so I'm not sure if they're willing to give them the underneath stuff and give them the run game.
Yeah.
And no longer give up the big play, but they're certainly not threatening to shut down the run.
Yeah. Michael, thanks for joining in tonight, bud. Appreciate it. Gary, this is more for you since you do the
yeah, for sure. I agree, Mike. Thanks for tuning in. The Lions are hot as fish grease right now, and if they hadn't dropped that game against the Panthers, they would have controlled their own fate. They needed some help from the Rams, and it looked like for a while the Rams were going to help them out, but late collapse from the Rams really changed everything. Oh, that's not good. Really changed everything there, and I think if the Lions had gotten in, they would have been facing the Niners, and the Niners are tough, but golly, the Lions are hot as hell. Jared Goff had, 29 touchdowns and only 7 picks this year. He looked like an NFL quarterback. And, yeah, for sure, if Singletary had been able to get an offense, I think that would have changed a lot of things there in San Fran. But they're kind of built in that same mold, right? Tough. They've got an offensive line that was always the weakness for the Lions, but now it's a strength. So I think for sure, a little off topic, but yeah, I think that the Lions would have made some noise in the playoffs, if you ask me. Yep. MCDC, Motor City Dan Campbell. Got those boys playing. End of the first quarter here. TCU's moving the ball a little bit.
Yep. Michael, since you're commenting here, real quick for the commercial break, if you know the answer to our trivia question below, comment, and if your answer is the winner, you get some
merch for you, bud.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break here, and we'll come back once the football game comes back to action. back, 3rd down and long for the Horned Frogs, and got the pass off, but short of the 1st down here, just crossed midfield. Ooh, offense is staying on the field.
I think they gotta do something like this. You gotta try to swing momentum.
I think the offense just came off.
Okay. There's gonna be an opportunity that they're gonna have to go and create a 4th down conversion, swing a little momentum.
Yep. Fair catch, caught at the 7-8 yard line here for
long field.
Yep.
If you're TCU, you're hoping your defense can pin them and maybe get a short field.
You'd have to think that if Georgia goes the length of the field here and scores a tutty to go up 24,
man,
that's going to be a steep hill to climb out of if you're a TCU.
Very, very. 3-score ball game is real dangerous if you're TCU.
Yeah.
It was going to be hard to keep up with Georgia to begin with. You can't make up 3 scores, you know.
The play action pass here. Stutson got the 1st down to the 20-yard line. And his safety gate and Bowers.
Yep. Not a bad guy to throw the ball to.
Not at all.
Yeah. Wide open.
Stutson got it again. And who do you think? Bowers.
Yep.
Man.
Wow. That's another one if he gets it out there for him. Wow. Holy cow. Just so many weapons for Georgia. We talked about the semifinal games have been the blowouts, and this year we got really good semifinal games, and I really hope we don't end up with a nasty blowout here in this game.
What was it was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Was it Ohio State and Alabama was the blowout? Alabama won.
Yeah, Fields had gotten nicked up against Clemson and gritted it out.
Yep.
And then they hung around, I think, for the first half, and then Alabama ran away.
And it is Brady's age in college football.
Yeah.
Yep. Ooh. He just had that. I like this. I like this call. I like the no call. I like
yeah, for sure.
Let him play.
He's allowed to keep his space too. He doesn't run him out of bounds. That's a good no call. Big 3rd down here though. If TCU can get a stop.
Yeah, big 3rd down.
You're gonna have a long field, but you're gonna get the ball back.
I'd almost imagine if Georgia gets at least 6 yards here, maybe
they probably go.
And maybe they go for it.
I think you're right.
And here's Stutson, got the 1st down.
Moving the chains. I think he's just so deceptively
Fast.
Yeah, dude, he's sneaky. Herbie said it. Don't underestimate it. And that's one of the most athletic linebackers in football, too.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get a timeout. Oh, no, they're going to get it off. Okay. With TCU, you got to like that negative play on first down for Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to follow it up with a good play on second down.
Nice little pass, and either right at the sticks for a first down or just short.
I think he just short. Sometimes those out of bounds ones can be the perception or the angle that the ref has on it. Sometimes they can miss these spots.
Okay,
Like it's third down.
Yeah, third down, but just got the
Yep.
here and
First down.
for Georgia. The other thing too that Georgia's doing right now is taking time off the clock.
Yeah.
Now they're not taking a lot of time off the clock,
Yeah.
but the clock has been running for the most part throughout this whole possession, and so far it's, just over 3 minutes for this possession.
Yep. Yeah, they're not burning the clock, but it's it's like we talked about what if TCU was able to get a lead, what they'd want to do. You control the tempo, control the possessions, and I think Georgia right now is just kind of dictating the flow of the game and inside the 10 again.
Yeah.
You get in these confined spaces, though, you hope as a defense you can kind of clamp down. So we'll see what TCU can do here. This is a big possession. If TCU can hold them to a field goal and it's still a 2-score game, I think you got to feel okay, like you've got a chance to fight back in. But you get down 3 scores, it's going to be hard to fight back.
Yes. And Jiminy Christmas, untouched.
Aye.
Untouched for a second rushing touchdown.
Oh, my goodness.
And we just talked about it. We just talked about going down 3 scores here.
Yeah, this is quickly turning into something that looks like it might be insurmountable for TCU. They've been the most resilient team in football, though. Or in college football. So, you can't yet count them out. If TCU can answer with a score, but they've got to start punching on every drive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, 24-7 here. 24-7 Georgia. Let's take a commercial break, and we'll get back at it.
This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion. I got tons of soul on my true collective ball. Famous, also famous, number 1, desirable. I do what I want, when I want, and how I want it. Leave you with the one, and yeah, that's how I roll. I got change to throw, I don't care about no gold. Better, so much better, flipping, incredible. Always on the show, so they know that I still got it. And I never feel sorry, yeah, for the world. This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion. This is me, I'm still on it. 'Cause Later, see you later. I'm about to blow this up. You can sing my song if you want. I know you want it. It's always kind of funny, yeah, cause I know I'm a superstar in the sky to lead you on. Haters gonna hate it to prove of how they love. They can bring me down, nah. They are jealous of me and my umbrella, yeah, they love me so. This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion, a champion. This is me, I'm still on it, cause you all wanna be loved. Yeah, you all. This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion, a champion. I got tons of soul on my true collective ball. Famous, so famous, number one, desirable. I do what I want, when I want, and how I want it. Leave you with the one, and yeah, that's how I roll. I got change to throw, I don't care about no gold. Better, so much better, flipping, incredible. Always on the show, so they know that I still got it. And I never feel sorry, yeah, it's about the world. This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion, a champion. This is me, I'm still on it, cause you all wanna be loved. Yeah, you all wanna be loved. But a champion, a champion. When I hear him come like my fuse and then ba-bum. Later, see you later, I'm about to blow this up. You can sing my song if you want, I know you want it. It's always kinda funny, yeah, cause I know I'm a superstar in the sky to lead you on. Haters gonna hate it to prove of how they love. They can bring me down, nah. They are jealous of me and my umbrella, yeah, they love me so. This is me, I'm so.
All right, back here, TCU gonna need them to answer, or else.
You know, this is just how TCU's wanted to play out. Okay, this is going to be
Got them right where they want them.
Got them right where they want 'em. It's going to be
Got them right where they want them.
true David Goliath comeback here.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Here we go. This is where it starts.
Yeah, should have just kneeled that ball.
Yeah, fair catch. Start at the 25. Eesh. All right. Well, you got to move the ball 80 yards instead of 75.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So we talked about coming back from a 3-score deficit. What does TCU need to do here, Gary? Besides obviously score and stop Georgia's offense. But what else? What else have you seen so far that TCU needs to do?
I think we're at the point where we're going to start to see some trickeration. I think we're going to start to see some misdirection. Maybe we'll see a flea flicker or something like a double reverse, something creative on the offensive side to kind of distract and maybe pop something against this Georgia defense. But I think we're starting to get close to desperation time too. I think we're going to see fourth downs. If they're, under 5 yards, I think we're going to see TCU going for fourth downs. And that's really what I think we're at, and you're hoping, I keep saying it, but you're just hoping your defense can confuse Stetson Bennett once and maybe get a pick or knock a ball loose, right? Punch something free and steal a possession, because you're at the point now you're down 3 possessions and desperation has to be setting in. And we've seen, right, we've talked about it, but we've seen TCU behind in these games, but this ain't the Big 12, right? This ain't the Big 12. And hopefully Aaron's right for TCU's sake that, this is the rope-a-dope that Ali employed against Foreman, letting Georgia punch themselves out. And we're going to see TCU just start storming down the field with these big offensive plays. But it's getting to a point where it feels like TCU is going to start to get desperate. And it's going to be fourth downs. It's going to be opening up the bag of tricks.
Well, and you said it, though, too. they're going to get desperate. They're going to start going for it on fourth down when you shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
What also comes with desperation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Start
Turnover.
going for it on your own side of the field, that sort of thing.
Turnovers.
For sure. Yep. So, you're just hoping if you're TCU, you can hit on a couple of them and swing this game. That's really what you need to do. You got to swing this game because Georgia's, other than last week when they made some uncharacteristic mistakes against Ohio State, Georgia doesn't typically give games away.
No.
So you're going to have to go take it. And if it is a fourth down on your own 30 or, an onside kick, we might see an onside kick here at some point in the second half. I don't think we'll see it yet in the first, but I think in the second half, we might see an onside kick when we don't expect it. So fake punts, things like that they're just going to have to start to get desperate. And if you don't hit on them, their momentum and their morale killers. But if you can hit on them, you can start to seize and start to steal some of that momentum of the game.
Yep.
Okay, 3rd and short. This might be a candidate, right? If they run the ball here and they get a yard and it's 4th and what's this flag? Never mind. So much for that 3rd and short.
Yeah.
That's ticky-tack, bro.
I agree.
He's inside the frame of the body. Let's relax. Let these fucking boys play. I don't like that call. I picked Georgia to win, and I don't like that call.
There you go. Nice little out, but short game.
Ugh. Gotta get.
Like calling like I played Madden. Yeah, Michael, you are right there, bud.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be like the same 2 plays. Just reverse it. Just reverse it.
4 verts and onside kicks.
Yep. Mr. Gary Free Senior, how you doing there, sir?
You don't watch a lot of college football, but appreciate you joining here, Dad. Georgia's out and running. Gotta convert here.
Woo! Oh no! There it is, Gary. There it is. First one. Heck of a pick.
Yeah.
Pick.
He almost overran it. Honestly, he didn't. I don't think he expected him to miss by that much. I didn't expect him to miss by that. I thought they had a play. When I saw Duggan loading up, I thought they had a play. I don't know what he sees. I want to. No, you can't make that throw. You can't. Oh, he missed the throw so bad. He's so wide open to the opposite hash. Oh, my God. If he throws it to the other hash, that might be a fucking touchdown, bud.
Gary,
that might be a fucking touchdown, bud.
Gary, here's the dagger.
Dude.
I figured, typically you're up already, get a turnover. What do teams usually do?
Take shot play, bud.
Take a shot play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nah, you were on it, but they went a little. I mean, that's not a conventional play, but they went a little conservative.
It was a bold move.
It was, dude.
Pan out for him, Aaron.
You gotta throw that to the other hash. He didn't have a lot of pressure either. That's careless. From a Heisman candidate. That's careless. Oh, that might be ball game. Honestly, if Georgia scores a touchdown here, that's game. Oh. Jesus. It's starting to feel like TCU's defense is feeling it too because they've been on the field so damn much. My God.
Yeah, TCU's defense is – this 5 minutes cannot come quick enough for the TCU defense.
They're gassed.
They're going to need some oxygen and
Yeah.
IVs. They're going to need that Warren Sapp oxygen mask.
That special oxygen mask. Oh, well played, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Little shot in Miami right there. That wasn't a national championship game as well.
It was.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
That was a good shoestring touchdown saving.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You're not kidding. You're not kidding.
He had some running room.
Yes, he did. Yeah, the Laramie Tunsil.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, this I will give props where props are due. And this Georgia running back, the way he stays on his feet.
Dude, it's hard to
getting hit,
Oh, my God. It's hard to bring him up.
I mean, I saw it last week in the semifinal game, and I was impressed then too.
Yeah. He reminds me a bit, the way he maintains his balance. I always think of like Alvin Kamara when guys he's so good at maintaining his balance. Guys like this remind me of like an Alvin Kamara.
All right, 1st and 20 here.
This is what TCU needed. Again, if you can hold to a field goal here, it's still a 3-score game, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a shot. Hodges bringing the lumber. Jesus, 120 yards before the half on the ground. Studson accounting for a good margin.
Studson! Oh!
He caught it. He's out at the 1. He caught that.
Nope, he did not. Did not. Wow. I mean, he caught it, but it wasn't in bounds.
Oh, his right foot did sneak out. Wow. I thought live time he drug it. Oh, just out of bounds. Wow. What a catch, though.
Okay, here it is, Gary. Here it
This
is.
is it.
This
This
is
is it.
This is a two down territory right here. Ball's on the 36-yard line.
Yeah, I think if they get 10 or more, they're going.
Might as well just get a first down and just, keep going with it. And who do you throw it to?
Yeah, go figure, right? Maybe they should cover that guy. It's unbelievable. Honestly, this is where the 3-3-5 does get exposed, though. Middle of the field, playing the tight ends.
But you know what, though? That was a hell of a pass by Stetson. Because
Incredible. Anticipation. Threw it before he was in the window. Absolutely. Threw it before he was in the window. Absolutely. Great throw, great catch, great run after the catch, too. Got another, 8-10 yards after the catch.
And that's where his size, his power comes into play, but also the TCU defense being so gassed right now.
Yeah, for sure.
24-7, 141 left to play here in the first half of the national championship game. We got a commercial timeout. We are going to commercial as well. We will be right back. We're back here. 24-7, Georgia. 141 left to play.
Saving a touchdown for Natty. His defense is hard enough to try to line up and jump and fit in his receivers and his offensive line, but they keep throwing it. But they're going to be following. And then a lot of times when they do, they protect the ball and bring it out of the team for you. Make it 5 consecutive scoring drive to start this game, and they do get the football in the second half as well.
Oh, so close.
Boy. Man, oh man. It'd be tough to have a goal line stand here.
Uh-huh. I don't think it's going to happen, though, bud. That's not the Iron Curtain there or anything like that.
No, it's not. I'm trying to remain positive for TCU.
I know.
I'm also trying to remain positive for this being a game in the second half. Oh.
All right, we're going to take a short sponsor break brought to you by PocketPairClub.com. Pocket Pair Club, club number 26881 for all of your gambling needs. All right, Gary. Georgia's about ready to score here. Ball's at the 1 yard line.
Yeesh.
They're about ready to go up 4 scores here. Is there any coming back from 4 scores? The way you've been playing, the way Georgia has been playing.
I want to believe.
or is Georgia just going to be on cruise control the second half?
I do think it's going to be cruise control. I think we're going to see a lot of Bennett turn around and put it in the belly of the running back. And we honestly might see Stetson Bennett standing over by Kirby Smart at some point in the third quarter. Golly. You know, I said that this felt like Georgia was just this, a lot better. I said 17-20. Yikes. This might get a lot worse than I thought it was going to. Yeah, it's threatening to get really quickly to a point that
there it is.
Golly. We're just at the point where it's the SEC and it's everybody else. And I said this before the playoff, teams were announced, that I thought the only team in the country that had a shot against Georgia was Alabama. Alabama didn't make the playoff, and Ohio State gave it a hell of a go. The Frisbee kick notwithstanding, they played a really good game. But it just, Georgia survived that. And I honestly think that if Ohio State had played TCU, they probably smash them, honestly. And if Michigan hadn't thrown 2 pick sixes and turned the ball over so many damn times last week, and gotten screwed on the 1 touchdown and got screwed on the targeting call late, like a lot of things had to go right for TCU, even against Michigan. This is quickly playing out like Georgia's just that much the better team.
Yeah. 119 left to play in the half here, down 31-7.
Going to be hard to stay engaged.
It is going to be hard to stay engaged.
I
have
TCU checking out
for us.
Yep.
Because like every college football fan, we want to see a good game.
Yep.
And when it's a blowout like this in a championship game, it loses its luster.
Yep. Feels like a big letdown.
Yeah, and you would think that being in a championship game, you would have, those 2 championship-style caliber teams, to where it is a close game. It is a nail-biter. It's going down to the final possession, whoever has the ball last, And
we got that on semifinal weekend.
We did.
And we're definitely not at least to this point, unless TCU really turns things around. I don't think we're going to get that for the championship. Yeah, this is kind of played out exactly how David Pollock said it would. He said they were going to just run away.
If TCU has a penalty, incomplete pass here, stops the clock, you're opening. Do you take a timeout now if you're Kirby Smart?
You have to. I think still in the first half, you want to do everything you can to really.
He's not. I fear.
And there it is. Oh, I thought they called the timeout. Nope.
I did too, but no, they're not doing it.
I thought I heard the timeout whistle, but I'm surprised, honestly.
Now you call it? Now you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Now you do. It's the first half still, You don't take your foot off the pedal until the third quarter. End of the third quarter, really.
Yeah.
And you've got an opportunity, honestly. You've got an opportunity if Georgia gets the ball back and best case scenario for them, they score a touchdown. Holy cow. You can basically, like you put it, you're on cruise control. You're really on cruise control.
Yeah, and honestly, I was surprised after the pass there to gain 0 yards.
That they rushed to the line of scrimmage.
That they didn't call a timeout though either.
I know it's not in their nature, like you said before the game, but you've got to know time and place, man.
Yeah, you gotta know the game.
You're in the shadow of your own end zone.
That's right. Aaron, trivia question. Right there. Which team has the highest
got some merch
wins in the FBS? Notre Dame, Ohio State, Alabama, Michigan. Take your pick. Let us know. Oh, no! No! What are you doing? This game is over. Oh.
That's so much worse than just taking a knee and putting.
So much worse.
Oh my God. Oh my God. They have a timeout still too.
Yeah, and 36
Holy
seconds.
Cow. There's nothing that affected his timing. That's a terrible throw. Come on, Herbie. You're giving him too much credit. Oh my God. If he didn't trip him, he fucking walks in for 6.
Yeah.
Gee. My goodness.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Good play. Good play. Good play. That's good defense. Threw a little behind him.
Yeah.
Mitchell gave the defender a chance to catch up. Or Bennett, I mean. Throwing to Mitchell. Wow. What a fucking catch. Jesus Christ. What a fucking catch.
One-handed.
While being interfered with. Oh my God. Whew. Oh, wow.
So they're reviewing this.
I don't know that they can overturn this because Mitchell's got it here.
They're not overturning that.
Yeah. I don't think you can overturn it on possession. The defender.
But he was already going down.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Holy cow.
38-7.
There's still time left.
There's still time to do an onside kick.
Somebody fucking tell Max Duggan to take a knee.
Someone onside kick it.
Kirby wants to be aggressive. That's really aggressive.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
This went from bad
to way. Oh my God. What a mess. What a mess. Oh man.
After that big interception, 17 points of those 3 takeaways.
Best take a knee here.
Yeah. Somebody remind Max Duggan that they're down 38-7 and it's time to just go to the locker room. Holy cow.
Yeah, Aaron, you're right. And Gary and I were talking about that earlier. You get down, and this was when TCU was down 2 scores, about ready to go down 3 scores.
Yeah. Right off 5 scores.
Yeah. We were talking about TCU having to have that hurry up offense, pushing the needle, so to speak, and, doing some uncharacteristic things. Going for 4th downs when you shouldn't be going for 4th downs, pushing the envelope. And unfortunately, we saw that on that last possession where threw into double coverage and INT. So if you're going to be going into the 2-minute offense here, you better have better ball control. So,
yeah, you got to value the football more than they have. Wow.
21 seconds left to play. You're at your own 25-yard line, and you're in shotgun formation.
Yeah.
You better hand it off.
Just take a knee, man. Don't even risk a fumble.
Yeah. Call a timeout.
You really want to do it, Kirby? Call that timeout. What is TCU doing? What are they doing? Oh, my God. Only bad things come from
that. Exactly. Why even risk it? Take one knee. Just take one knee and just get going.
Only bad things come from that.
Wow. Okay.
And Georgia gets the ball off the half, by the way.
Yeah. All right, Aaron. Empty backfield, 4 verts with an underneath route. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's basically what you're gonna have to do.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, Gary, before they're going to halftime here, we're going to take a little halftime break ourselves.
Yes,
catch up on some carbs or something. Refresh our drinks. You're Kirby Smart, okay? I won't give you Sonny. You're Kirby Smart. You're going into halftime up 38-7 in the national championship game here. What are you telling your players?
We got to keep chopping. You're gonna come out. You're gonna be conservative with your play calling, but the players need to continue to be aggressive with the way they're playing the game. That's really what I'm saying as a coach. We've got to stay engaged. We can't fall apart. We can't let this thing we can't let TCU get back in it, saying all the right things, right? You know that they've come back from down big in games throughout the season. They've played a lot of close games. All the lip service that you can give to your team, knowing that the team realizes they're up 5 scores. Keep them engaged. That's really, if I'm Kirby Smart, that's the message I'm sending is we cannot stay in this locker room after the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go ahead and take Sonny Dykes here. If I'm going into that locker room, I'm down 31 points. I'm basically telling my players, play for pride.
Yeah.
Play for pride.
Yep.
Show some pride out there. Play for the fans that came here. Play play for your family, which on and off the field. You know, your family is your brothers on that field that are fighting with you tooth and nail every single play. But fight for your family, fight for your friend, you know, fight for the school. You know, have that pride, have that fight in you, that second half. And, you know, yeah, first half did not go our way one bit. You know, we had some didn't execute. We started off slow, had some turnovers there. So let's be better the second half. Let's be better the second half. Take some pride in our play, and let's take it one possession at a time.
For sure. That's all you can do. You know, there's no 25-point play in football. My dog's pissed.
Oh, Aaron.
Second team, get ready.
Oh, okay. All right. It's halftime of the championship game, 38-7. Bulldogs commanding lead going into halftime here. Gary and I, we're going to be back in about 10 minutes. So 10 minutes from now, about 9:30, and we'll be back. We'll be ready to talk second half football and the keys for TCU to get back on track here after just basically getting railroaded. This first. So
got a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work here in the second half if you're a TCU fan. So we will be back in about 10 minutes. Go refuel, go refresh, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do, and we'll be back here in about 10 minutes. All right, we're back. Gary,
That's healthcare, as it should be.
I hope you got replenished, got some food in you, some carbs, a little drinky drink. Good talk. Good talk. Good talk. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
Sorry. My wife wrote me and I didn't come off mute.
No, you're good. You're good. No, hope you got some food in you, got some energy, got some drinky drink in you. You know, ready to conquer this second half, like the true trooper that you are, bud.
Yes, sir. We're ready to roll. We'll see how long this is a football game.
It's not a football game anymore. It's not a football game anymore.
I'm trying hard to be generous to TCU. It's not working clearly.
No. And I just
1 in 530, and TCU was the one.
what now?
Went down 31 points at half.
Okay.
They were the one, so we'll see. Maybe it's in their pedigree.
Yeah, Ty, you are absolutely right. It is brutal to watch.
Oh, God, buddy. God. Yeah, Aaron. Yeah.
Manning's who? Yeah.
Yeah. The Tailgate cast. Better than the Manning cast.
This
Someone let ESPN know.
right. All right. Okay. We know first half. We know the story.
Yeah.
We know it wasn't competitive. We know all the bad things. So looking forward here, looking forward to the second half of play. What are you predicting the second half?
I think it's going to slow right down. I think Georgia's going to go into grind mode. We're going to see a lot of running the ball, leaning on TCU, and we're going to see a lot of desperation out of TCU on offense. I honestly think this could get out of hand and be in the 40s in terms of Georgia winning by something in the 40s. I just haven't seen enough from TCU tonight that tells me that they're going to even find a way to make this respectable. I think Georgia's going to grind on them, lean on them, and just be physical with the second half and sparingly throw the ball. We're going to see a lot of Bennett, and whenever they decide to bring in the backup quarterback, we're going to see a lot of pivot and put it in the running back's belly.
Yeah, absolutely.
John.
John, how are you, bud?
We miss you, but we got banned on YouTube because I'm an idiot.
So Gary,
I have an LSU shirt too.
Gary still owes you, John.
I do.
But
I have the shirt to wear, but I got us banned off of YouTube.
For like a month straight. So that's why you haven't seen us on YouTube, John. So
I will tell you what, John. Opening weekend 2023, I will wear the LSU shirt and I will pay off the bet. Yeah, this one's tough to watch. That's for sure. Georgia's running away. Georgia's disappearing on them.
Okay, so you don't think it's going to be competitive at all? Second half.
John, I owe you for the LSU win over Alabama, bud.
Yeah. He's got to wear it. He's got to wear an Alabama, or I'm sorry, an LSU
shirt
for on our episode.
Yeah. So opening weekend, our show before opening weekend next year, I will wear the LSU shirt that I got. I got it. I just haven't paid it off yet because I got banned off of YouTube.
Georgia pumps brakes. TCU plays with a little pride. Game finishes closer than it really was. Also, go Tigers. Go Tigers. Ty,
Maybe.
I said it before I was playing Sonny Dykes going into halftime, and that's what I was telling my players was play with some pride. The second half, Georgia pumping the brakes. First two possessions, no, they didn't.
I think they're going to come out, finish this thing off. That's going to be their mission is going to be to finish it off here.
Yeah,
and then you're going to see a lot of running the ball. Rochelle. What a reference. I'm glad we have that in common, John. We will always have Seinfeld. We may not agree on LSU, but we will always have Seinfeld. Oh, man. The understudy. Yes, sir. Oh, well played, John. Oh, man. The understudy was
okay, so real quick,
yes, sir.
Gary, we got Ty on right now.
We do.
Ty's watching. He's listening to us. We got to settle a debate here.
Oh.
Got to settle a little debate.
Okay.
Ty?
Are we crossing streams?
A little chicken wing or a little chicken wing?
Oh, man. Listen, I will say this, all right? I am a purist when it comes to chicken wings. I am very much blue cheese, not ranch. I am very much bone-in wings as my preference. However, I will eat adult chicken nuggies from time to time, and I will also dip them in blue cheese. And I actually, in my older age, have gotten a little more adventurous with sauces.
Yeah.
I was very, very much like buffalo or get the fuck out for a long time. Uh-oh.
Never mind. I thought there was some breaking news and whatnot, but it just so happens that McAfee and Hawk were being escorted to someplace else on the field.
Of course they are. But in my older age, I've actually gotten a little more adventurous with sauces. Peanut butter on a chicken wing is very, very doable. I know. I see the eyebrows. Peanut butter.
Sorry for everyone that was listening. Peanut butter does not go on a damn chicken wing. So Gary got muted. Wow.
Oh, man. Little salty, little sweet.
Oh, peanut butter and jelly chicken wingy?
Oh, man. Flats too, Aaron? God. Drums, buddy. Drums with blue cheese.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, they've got to stop Georgia here on this third down, and TCU's got to score, and they got to score fast, for sure. Salad chef, a salad chef.
That would change your mind.
Jalapeno. Okay, listen, yeah. I like ranch, and I really like jalapeno ranch. I really like a spicy ranch, a chipotle ranch, or a jalapeno ranch. I can fuck with that shit. I want blue cheese on my wings. That's all. I will eat ranch, though. I will eat ranch, especially on like a wrap, too, like a nice crunchy chicken wrap. Absolutely. I'll eat ranch, but wings, I'm dipping in blue cheese.
I can go either or for dipping sauce for wings. If they mess it up, if they by chance, because I always ask for ranch. But if by chance they give me blue cheese instead of ranch, I'll eat the blue cheese. I'll do the blue cheese.
Hey, everybody's got a fetish, Aaron.
Oh.
Yeah. No, they need a whole new recruiting class here at halftime. And it looks like there's a flag. They're probably going to get pushed back here off the punt. Wow. Oh, man. The wing debate is always a good one, though. It will get people going.
Yeah, and Ty has not voiced his.
I haven't tuned in. No. Aaron has said flats with ranch. John said jalapeno ranch that'll change your life. Yeah, for sure, John. And TCU's been down for a few years. We talked about that before the game. Predicted 7th in their conference. They've been down a little bit. The Big 12's down this year, so it makes sense that they were able to kind of sneak in and win that conference. But yeah, you're absolutely right? The blue chips are in the SEC, and there's certainly other teams outside of the SEC that will get them. But the Big 12 right now, Oklahoma's in kind of limbo. Texas is in limbo. Texas has never been able to recruit their own state since really Mac Brown kind of fell off the map. It's one of those things. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's this Carolina gold sauce that this place back home makes. It's fucking primo. I think it's a little bit of barbecue, a little bit of buffalo sauce, and a little bit of honey mustard is how they make it. And it's good. And they've got, dude, that place my dad just mentioned, they've got like the biggest fucking wings I've ever seen. I don't know where they find them damn chickens, but they are enormous wings. They are so good.
Chickens.
So good. Yeah. They got the corn-fed chickens. They get their wings from Wisconsin offensive linemen. They are so good, though. I've only found a couple of wing joints outside of New York State that I have said, like, okay, this is a legit wing. Steroid chickens. Yeah, exactly, John. Oh, John, trivia question at the bottom, bud.
Yeah, come on, someone answer it, please. It's been
Trying
going
to
on.
give away some merch.
First quarter has been going on. No one's answered it.
Yeah, we're trying to give away some merch. Trivia question scrolling across the bottom.
I will say this, though. You said
is there a flag or no?
No
Wow.
flag.
No flag. Wow.
You said you ventured off and different wing sauces and everything.
Yeah.
One thing that I like now, and we talked about it before, the chicken wings in the air fryer, but getting the wings extra crispy.
Oh yeah. I gotta have a well done wing. I don't want gooey skin on the wing. That's my biggest thing. It's gotta be done. I gotta have a little bit of I don't know if you necessarily have to have crunch, but I've got to know that the skin is. I've got to feel that kind of pop on the skin. It's got to be done.
Yeah,
sure. The air fryer. I put them in 2 or 3 goes in the air fryer. I'll sauce them up, cook them for 15 minutes, sauce them up, cook them for 15 minutes, sauce them up. Keep going on that rotation. Make sure that they're getting done.
I think it's Michigan. All right, let's take a quick sponsor break here, and we'll get back to it. Sponsor break brought to you by PocketPairClub.com. Pocket Pair Club, club number 26881 for all of your gambling needs. we're back. Aaron has a answer here. He says Alabama. Incorrect.
They're number 2. I think John got it right.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry, John. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Michigan. Yes. I'm sorry, John. Yes, you are correct. You got. Let's give you $100 worth of free merch at our store. So you just go on to our Backyard Sports store and go ahead and pick out some merch there, and just let us know what you want, and we'll get it for you, and we'll get it on your way in the next couple of days. So Backyard Sports Media.shop, and pick out some merch there for yourself, John. $100 worth of free merch going your way. Thank you, John. Thank you, Aaron, for participating. And Aaron, you've been a great supporter of us all year as well, too. Gary, what do you think? Last game of the season, can't hold anything back. Aaron, get $100 free
Can't
merch.
hold it back now.
Aaron, you do the same, bud. You go on backyardsportsmedia.shop, get yourself $100 of free merch there as well, bud. Appreciate you guys joining us throughout the season.
Appreciate all the support from both of you.
All the
From
comments.
everybody, really.
So get on there and get yourself some merch.
Even though Aaron likes flats with ranch.
Well, 3rd and 5 here.
Yeah.
For Georgia. Kind of a big 3rd down here for TCU.
Yeah, if you're going to have any chance, you've got to keep this thing.
Oh. Bowers.
Never mind.
The one name that, or the one guy that comes to mind when you say Bowers, being a baseball man, you probably know what movie I'm talking about. You know?
Bowers?
Bowers.
I don't know if I know that one.
Little Big League.
Oh, yes. 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 You're right. I did not have that one at the ready, though.
All right. It's all right, bud.
Oh, McAfee.
Not happening.
It was funny pregame too, because he set up like he was taking TCU.
Uh-huh.
Pulled a Lee Corso, not
so fast. So I did not watch any of the pregame. Was Corso there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised that nothing was announced and that he has not announced his retirement.
I love the guy, but honestly, it is time. It is time. If he comes back for a guest appearance where he just puts the helmet on or the mascot head on, sure, but golly, it's just he's at a point that the show's moved beyond him.
Yeah.
No, Dad, TCU needed a quick stop there, and they're in big trouble. Georgia scored another touchdown. We're looking at a 38-point game now. 6 scores. College football is funny. It is funny, but you just have to feel like there ain't enough time left. Even with some defensive stops, you just have to feel like there ain't enough time left.
$45-7. 45-7.
It's a tough go, bud. It's a tough go.
Sorry, I didn't see if you put this up or not.
Yeah.
McAfee, just calling it how it is, bud. Just calling
Yeah. Pat Mac.
Yeah, man, this just isn't fun to watch. It's not fun. I'm assuming if you're there, it'd be a lot better to cover, even in a blowout loss like this.
Yeah, because you got the sidelines you can joke about, maybe.
Yeah. But when you're watching it, like we are,
Yeah, it's tough.
it is tough. I mean, you're basically just wanting to find what else is on.
Yeah. It's just not a ball game anymore.
No.
What are they doing? And there we go. Yikes. That ref just threw a flag 25 yards. Oh, my God. It just gets worse.
Yeah. And then
Whew. Little life out of TCU maybe on this drive, and
no, not at all. Not at all.
maybe we'll have some fireworks to watch the rest of the way.
Hawk just said it here, and we alluded to it in the first half.
Yeah.
TCU going in the hurry up offense, and Hawk was just saying target rich environment. Had the stats here, and he's exactly right. Because when you're in the hurry up offense, like TCU is going to be in basically the rest of the game, you would assume. You don't practice it all the time. You're not used to it. You're gonna make mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. You're not gonna go through your reads like you normally would. I would, and so, tackles, interceptions, fumble. I mean, sacks. It's all going to be there for the taking.
Yeah.
If you're a Georgia defender.
Yeah. Yeah, and my dad asked here, are they just that much better? I think this is a little exaggerated, but honestly, Georgia is quite a bit more talented than TCU. TCU was going to need to beat David and beat Goliath, and they were going to need to, be at their best, and they haven't been. And this is as ugly as it can get when you're a team that is undermanned and not on the same level, and you make the mistakes that TCU has made. Georgia, they're a team that can boat race you a little bit, and clearly we've got a boat race on our hands. And this much better, maybe not on every, on any given day, but today with the mistakes that TCU has made, the disparity between Georgia and TCU is on full display for everyone to see that, Georgia's demonstrably better than TCU.
Yeah. So what constitutes here as a mercy rule with a running clock?
We got to be close. Do they have the running clock rule in college? I know they do in high school. I'd love for them to introduce it in college in some of these games. But I think, you're looking at, I think 40 points has got to be, hey, let's just keep the clock running.
Yeah.
Aaron, any question?
Stetson at the next level. Yeah. I think Duggan is going to be I would say backup quarterback, and then maybe a third stringer in the National Football League. Stetson, honestly, if you would have asked me the same question last year about him,
yeah,
my answer was going to be completely different than what it is now. Yeah. Obviously, he probably has some children of his own right now that are in the preschool ranks.
He has grandchildren.
But I think he actually could have a decent NFL career as a starter. I really do.
Yeah, I agree with you on Stetson, right? I think that at the next level, a guy like Taylor Heineke has kind of set the mold for what Stetson Bennett could be at the next level, a serviceable quarterback that probably is your backup, but given the right circumstance can win you some games. And he's probably going to be a really popular guy in the locker room because that's what he is at Georgia. Aaron asked Atlanta, maybe, but I honestly think Atlanta, I don't think they're sold on Ritter. So I think Atlanta's going to be back in the quarterback market this offseason. I think they're going to be drafting one of these four guys, I think, that sit atop this draft class. Atlanta's probably going to be taken. And I wouldn't be surprised the way the Week 18 shook out where Houston lost the first pick. I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta is the team that's calling Chicago right now, honestly, and trying to get themselves either Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, whichever one they value the most out of those two. I think that Atlanta could be on the phone with Chicago trying to get that first pick. But I think Stetson's a guy who's going to go in the fourth round, maybe as high as the third, maybe as low as the sixth. But I think he's a guy that's going to be a really serviceable quarterback in the NFL as a backup. And like I said, I think sort of in the Taylor Heineke mold. I think he's built the same way. He may be a little more athletic than a Heineke, but I think they've got similar arm talent, arm strength. They're a little accurate, but maybe a little inaccurate at times. And I think that they're charismatic. I think that's probably the best comparison I can come up with for Stetson Bennett in terms of his kind of ceiling and projection. Max Duggan, I wonder if he even gets drafted, to be honest. I see him play, and there are times when he's unbelievably tough, unbelievably gritty, makes plays with his feet, and that seems to be kind of his thing with TCU. He can hit an open receiver here and there, but we already saw it in this game. He's missed a couple of really easy throws on wide open receivers. He hit a guy, slowed him down that probably was a walk-in touchdown, missed a guy. If he just throws it to the other half, it's a touchdown. I don't think he's quick enough to convert positions. I don't think he's big enough to convert to tight end. I don't think he's quick enough to convert like a Julian Edelman to play slot. So I'm with you. I think his ceiling is third quarterback on a roster. Now, is that drafted in the 6th or 7th round, or is that signed as an undrafted free agent and a practice squad guy who plays scout team? Maybe that's what it is, right? Maybe he's a guy who plays scout team and simulates guys like Trey Lance or Lamar Jackson, these running quarterbacks, because he's athletic. That's kind of what I see for a Max Duggan.
I gotcha.
Boy, Georgia really, they just
Yeah, they're pulling out all stops. Last game of the season, bud.
last game of the season. Can't leave anything in the tank.
No.
Running reverses with McConkey up up a bucket full.
Let's just keep that clock moving.
Yeah, let's stay in bounds.
Stay in bounds, no passing.
That ball better not hit the turf.
Get out of here.
Come on.
You got to have that. And of course, I just said it. I just jinxed it.
A.D. Mitchell, huh? Oh, no, it's Smith. Okay. Wow. Jeez. Now we're stopping the fucking clock.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad asked this question. I missed it. I was going to cue it up after the Duggan talk. But, yeah, I think this is really what we're looking at, right? The SEC, they play stiff competition week in and week out. There are stinkers in the SEC, without a doubt. But you're talking this year, would we go 5 deep this year, really, with Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, even a Mississippi State probably could have been up there. Arkansas was expected to be good preseason, A&M. But really, I mean, you're talking Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, and LSU. Really, we're kind of the cream of the crop in the SEC this year. And even Beamer Ball. We talked a lot about Beamer Ball. They finished the season really strong. So I think it just does boil down to the fact that the SEC is just built different right now. And we see this come in waves with conferences. Remember when the ACC used to dominate? The ACC was so unbelievable. The Big East for a while was unbelievable when they had Vatech in Miami. We see it comes in waves. And the Pac-12, when they were the Pac-10 and USC was paying everybody and Reggie Bush was winning Heisman's and they had NFL players playing backup running back for them, we see it come in waves, and right now the SEC's on top, and it has been, absolutely. It's been their time for the last maybe decade and a half.
Yeah.
And I just think we might see a little changing of the guard with the Big Ten right now, because it looks like they're kind of loading up, bringing in teams that I think are going to make that conference more competitive potentially and open up a new market that Ohio State and Michigan may not recruit really well right now. But I think it opens up that California market for them, who are kind of the perennial powerhouses. And the way that Penn State finished this year too, I think the Big Ten has some potential. Maryland's a little sneaky too. So maybe we see the Big Ten start to kind of push itself into prominence here, but it does come in waves, and it just does seem like the SEC's kind of had a stranglehold for a long time.
Yeah, aside from Clemson, SEC and Big Ten have been the two main conferences, I'd say probably the last 5-7 years.
Absolutely.
At the top two, and then obviously SEC at least the past decade.
Another big ass fucking tight end. Another big ass tight end for Georgia. Good Lord.
Damn, come on, bud. Come on, Aaron.
Oh God,
Make
that's
it
a low blow, bud.
gonna make it that much sweeter, bud. That
Taking
much
fucking cheap shots here.
Hey,
Matt
That's
Rule
fine.
has entered the chat.
yeah.
Oh man, we're out here supporting the Roadrunners too, Aaron. You can't take,
absolutely. Hey,
you
that
can't take cheap shots like that.
hey, that $100 free merch just got revoked.
Yeah, your coupon just expired. Oh shit.
Touche. And that's why we have this podcast. That's what they call it. Tailgate Cast Talk.
Right, we put it in the name, so I guess we have to welcome it.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
why are we quick snapping it?
I don't know what they're doing.
Ah,
I guess they stayed in the huddle for a little while. I think they're trying really hard to just finish the third quarter and say, okay, now we're good. They just want the 50 burger? Is that what it is?
yeah. Honestly, Georgia scores here. You won't see Stetson Bennett the fourth quarter.
No.
Unless
That's a wild stat.
though. He gets
Stetson Bennett has been offensive MVP in every playoff game, and he's probably going to get it again today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable. 2
rushing touchdowns and a couple passing touchdowns. And
Right.
another.
And another. Oh, man. Yeah, there's no question now. Holy cow. Wow.
He does not play the fourth quarter.
If he plays the fourth quarter,
Go
somebody better go talk to Curb.
He needs to TCU fans are already
Get him a fucking cigar now.
Yep.
Get him a cigar and some fucking aged whiskey. Get him off the field.
I will say this: if TCU goes into the fourth quarter with the ball, Stetson will be out there for one possession.
You think so?
Of the fourth quarter, but only
to walk off.
Walk off.
That's fair. That's fair. Get the standing O.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think McConkey's got serious potential at the next level as Edelman, Welker.
Yeah. Yep.
Cole Beasley, that type.
Absolutely.
I think he's got serious potential in the slot.
Yeah.
He's so shifty.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a commercial break here, and we will be back on the other side. All right, we're back here. Georgia is kicking off. It is 52 with 2:14 and counting going in the third quarter here. TCU runs it back out to the 30 here. 2:12 left in the third quarter here for this Natty.
Woof.
Yeah. What was over under on this one? Do you recall, Gary?
Shit! I just looked at the spread. I have to say, I think it was probably in the 60s. If I had to guess, it was in the 60s. I didn't look though.
Okay.
62. Thanks, Aaron.
It was
That
62.
makes sense. I if I was gonna guess, I was gonna say 63.5, but 62 makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Backup quarterback's getting warmed up over there. Oh my gosh. Oh. Back across his body. What are you doing? Don't do that.
My God.
I mean, yes, he had a guy wide open, but that's like cardinal sin of quarterbacks.
Yes, it is. He's panicking now. Holy cow. They don't even know open. I see number 4 is downfield, like blocking. What's he doing? Run a fucking route, bud.
Can we just keep the clock going?
Yeah.
I understand it was an incomplete pass, but
Right. Yeah, it's time for that running clock. Okay. A little burst.
little burst.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep handing that ball off.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you're a TCU player over there on the sideline, what are you thinking? What are you talking about to your teammates?
Next semester. I don't know, to be honest. Like, this is tough.
Yeah.
I've been a part of some blowouts on both sides, and I almost think on the losing side, you're so much quicker to say, God, just let's get this fucking game over with. It's hard to stay engaged. That's for damn sure, and I get it.
Yeah, we're talking about chicken wings and dipping sauces,
Yeah.
which that's a true debate and everything. But
Sure.
at the same time,
It's the national championship.
If I see one TCU player hold up the number 4 over there on the sidelines,
Cut his scholarship yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. McConkey's waving bye-bye.
all right. Fourth quarter coming up. Let's take another quick break. Let's hear from our sponsor again, PocketPairClub.com. Pocket Pair Club, club number 26881 for all of your gambling needs. And remember, please gamble responsibly. back here for the start of the fourth quarter. A little bit of a blowout here, Gary. A little bit.
Thanks for making that soft.
Yeah. Oh.
TCU fans appreciate it. Golly. Holy cow. Wow. Are they going? They're going. Yeah. I used to hate this. It's
The fourth down and going for it. Oh, almost INT'd.
wow. But yeah, like it was always the weird things, like when you're playing a game and you're either up and the other team does it, or you're down and your coach decides to do it. Like this stuff. Like you're not coming back. It's 52-7.
Yeah.
I understand the idea of like you don't quit, but 4th and 11, coach. Like I don't know. Like let's be realistic. Let's not try to get a bunch of people hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the punt team out there, punt it down, and
Down. Exactly.
wow, Bennett is back on the field.
I'm telling you, this is
Are they going to walk him off?
Yeah.
Please walk him off. Give him one handoff, and then we get the standing O. I'm
Yep.
okay with that.
take a timeout here.
Yeah, let the clock run down. Call your timeout. Give him his moment.
It's coming.
They're not even calling a play. You called it, bud. You called it.
Yep.
It's the right way to do it for sure.
Absolutely.
Imagine that, dude. You
Yeah.
grow up a Georgia fan. You walk on as a special exemption walk on. You go and you play at a JUCO just so you can get some playing time. You come back and you build maybe the best legacy in the history of Georgia football.
Yeah.
Like they've got Herschel Walker, fine.
Yep. They got Stafford.
You got AJ Green, and there's a lot of guys from back in the day, but he won back-to-back national titles, and he's going to win MVP of both of those national titles.
Yeah. And so
What a legend, dude.
So
To build at your favorite school as a kid.
Yeah. So to go along with what we're talking about too, my boss has a hunting property down in Patterson, Blackshear, Georgia. Basically side by side, where Stetson is from.
Oh, that's right, he is. Yeah.
So going down there and just talking with the people that run the hunting lodge and everything else, you hear the stories of Stetson's a great stand-up guy and everything like that, and you hear the people that work at the hunting lodge talk about him and his family, and nothing but great things to say about Stetson and his family. So absolutely.
Yeah. Good for him. Good for them.
Yeah. Couldn't have happened to, probably a better Georgia fan than Stetson and his family.
Absolutely.
Good for him. Good for the family. Good for Georgia here. Back-to-back national champions. here. Basically, you and Alabama have been running.
Yeah,
Running
the show.
2010.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they played in a national championship. The SEC title game has been the de facto national championship for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are kind of running college football for sure. Remember the year? I think it was 2000. Was it 8 or 9? That
Hold up, just a second.
Yep.
It's raining sideways inside stadium, inside an indoor stadium.
It's coming through. So they've got those little like louver openings. It's coming in through that shit. Jesus. But remember, I think it was maybe it might have been 2010 when Bama lost to LSU in the SEC championship game, but it was by a field goal. So then they played each other for the BCS title game.
Yeah.
And Bama ended up beating them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's when you own college football. when you play the SEC title game and the BCS national championship is basically a rematch.
Yeah. Man, why is Georgia?
I guess it wouldn't have been the title game. It was the last game of the regular season. But Bama ended up in the national championship because they're both in the West. I misspoke on the title game, but LSU beat them by like a field goal, and then they had a rematch in the title game.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Why are we throwing the ball here?
I don't know. I guess they're just getting the young guys some reps, but
no, we don't need it. We need the clock to keep going.
I just keep.
I'm hoping,
as Chris Berman would say, tick, 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 tick.
Tick, 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 tick. Let's go. And you still have 10 seconds left on the play clock. Let it go.
Oh, God. I think he misread that. It was supposed to say 0-1.
Yeah.
Not 1-0. Holy cow. So.
Wow, 28-3 as a starter.
Yeah, that's wild, dude. That's
Pretty
wild.
solid.
That's wild. I wonder next year, does Georgia have their quarterback on the roster? Because I don't think this Beck guy is it.
Marty Smith calling it like
Marty's a funny dude.
I love Marty McGee.
Yeah. Marty's awesome on NASCAR coverage too.
Yeah, they're back on Saturday mornings now.
Yeah.
Starting this Saturday.
Yeah, Dad, it just seems that Georgia's now pulling starters and stuff. Maybe we'll see TCU get some consolation points, but TCU looks like they've really checked out. So I think it's gonna be tough sledding for the over. As Aaron said, it's 62. I'm not 100% sure we're gonna see another touchdown this game. Maybe if Georgia runs one in here, but they're still throwing. What are they doing?
They're gonna go for it though.
What are they doing? You need to kick a field goal. You get the push, right? Oh my God, what are they doing? That's wild.
Why wouldn't you just run the ball on third down?
I don't know. If you're gonna go for it on fourth, like, just run it.
Oh man.
They confirm, like, I don't know what Kirby's doing right now. I'm so confused.
I am too.
I'm confused to the point that I wouldn't be surprised if they took 3 knees right now.
let that play clock get down to 1 before
Right.
you
What the hell? Aaron, buddy, appreciate you
appreciate
always.
it, Hey, seriously, go on backyardsportsmedia.shop and
Let us know what you want, bud.
let us know what you want, and we'll get it shipped out to you, bud. Appreciate you. And there's another score for Georgia.
My goodness. Well,
Another-
people with the over are happy.
Yeah. I feel like the trooper, first and goal. Why?
They mark him short.
But you still had 30 seconds on the play clock. You could have ran it, I mean,
What are they doing? This is so weird. I think Kirby had the over.
yeah. Definitely.
Oh, my goodness. Maybe Stetson had the over. Him and his fucking cigars. He's probably sitting in OTB somewhere.
Oh.
Golly.
I feel like the trooper from Super Troopers. That's like Mother of God.
Mother of God. Ramathorn.
Yeah. 59-7.
This is crazy. What was I'm trying to think last time we saw such a blowout.
That would be the 1995 national championship game between the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Florida Gators.
That was when they shit all over them.
That's when you had touchdown Tommy running
Touchdown
through
Tommy.
10 tacklers.
Yeah.
It was, I
What
want to
that
say
finish?
62-24.
Yeah. It might be that far back. I'm trying to think. Has there been one between that was a big blowout? But that one for sure is the one that sticks out.
The only other one that I could think of might be the Ohio State-Alabama one a couple years ago.
Yeah, Bama kind of ran that
I'll
one.
say that was about 30 points or so.
Yeah. I mean, last year Georgia won pretty comfortably against Michigan too, but man, what a fucking blowout! Holy cow!
Yeah.
Because without privacy in your vacation home, isn't really a vacation. Is it?
Oh. All right. Let's take a quick break real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back here. Georgia's kicking off. Nice little touchback here. What do you think first play from scrimmage is here for TCU?
Do they start handing it off?
No, they don't. No.
That's the thing, Dad, is they do have a lot of NFL players, but they just keep reloading, restocking the shelves. And that's what we've seen. SEC, these teams, the Bama, Georgia, LSU for a while there was doing it, just reloading with these huge recruiting classes. And, you know, I wonder what they're going to have at quarterback next year. I don't think we're going to see Georgia in contention for a three-peat. That's my early read on it. By the time July rolls around and we're talking about the beginning of the season, maybe I'll have a different feel because they've got a guy that seems to fit the part. But you know, it's these critical positions like quarterback that are hard to reload at.
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you on this one. You said you don't know your quarterback situation. Maybe you do. Maybe it is Beck here as your starter for next year. But you are losing a lot on the defensive side of the ball. On the
They
offense,
lost a lot last year too. So you're talking 2 years in a row. You're losing a bunch of guys to the NFL.
Yep.
It has to take a toll eventually.
Sure. The one thing that I will say though, and we've talked about it on here, you know, Kirby comes from the Saban coaching tree, and so the one thing that Saban typically does year in and year out is replenish that cupboard.
It's always next man up.
Yeah, and so I think you've seen that with Kirby since he's taken over the job at Georgia. Consistently being in top 5 for recruiting and consistently putting a competitive product out on the field and competing for SEC championships and obviously now competing for national championships. So it's I'm with you. I don't think they're going to three-peat by any means. But I will say that, you know, coming from the Saban coaching tree and seeing what Kirby has done in his time in Georgia, look at him to be up there in, you know, playoff contention.
Yeah, I agree. They'll still be in contention. They're going to be good enough to make up for whatever deficiencies they have at quarterback. And I just don't know who beats them in the East. Right? Is it Kentucky? Is it South Carolina? I think both those teams are still building to the point where they're going to contend. You know, a flash in the pan here and a flash in the pan there isn't enough for a program like that. Florida, they seem to be down still. So I still think it's Georgia in the East of the SEC. But I do look at quarterback as something next year that they're going to struggle with. And they've got to play Bama in the regular season next year. You know, and I think they play LSU. I'd have to check the schedule again, but they're going to have a tougher schedule. Yeah, handoff. See, told you. But I do think Georgia's going to have a little tougher schedule next year, on top of, you know, the quarterback question. Who's going to be the guy under center? So, it is a situation where they're going to reload. They're going to be fine, but are they going to be national championship contenders? That's going to be the question.
Good grief. Georgia's still bringing it.
They are, man. Holy cow. Just bringing the heat still. Wowzer. I just can't believe Georgia. They haven't gone to a vanilla look on both defense and offense. They're still playing. Still playing. I mean, I guess it's the end of the season, right? Like maybe you want to see what these young guys can do when you're playing your game, and clearly they're okay. That's a good completion.
Yeah.
Needed about 50 more of those this game, though.
Yeah. Do you go for it here, though, Gary?
Yes. I think at this point you do, and you just kind of –
God, are you serious? No. Just punt it.
I think you do.
Good. Okay. Yeah.
You've already gone for a 4th and 11.
Just watch. Just
Ah, Jesus. You gained yardage on 4th down if you're George.
yeah, exactly. You did. Yeah, you're Georgia. You gave.
How many fucking walkers do they have on this team? They had 2 of them get drafted in the 1st round last year. Now they got another one who's out here getting sacks. Quay Walker, Trayvon Walker, and now this dude's dominating the fucking national championship game. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dad, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. Long 8 minutes. Oh my God.
Basically untouched.
He made one dude miss and walked in.
Wow.
Oh, golly.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Gary, we talked about it.
Yeah.
We're just going to go ahead and
It feels like the right time.
yeah, it does feel like the right time.
Uh,
This is a blowout. It is not fun to talk about. It is not fun to watch. So with all that being said, Gary and I, we're going to sign off of the Natty Championship, but we will be back on Wednesday to talk, end of season, everything else. Wow, he did miss the extra point there, so 65-7. But the only thing that's gone wrong for Georgia has been that one missed extra point.
Man.
But Gary and I will be back on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, to talk end of season
Yes,
and what to look forward to in the off season here, and look forward to next football season. We appreciate everyone joining us throughout the year.
Thanks for sticking with us through this game.
Yeah, absolutely. We know it was tough. It's been
They
tough.
don't always go the way you want them to.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, go watch the rest of it, or just go to bed and watch something else.
You might not miss much.
Exactly. So with that being said, catch us on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Central Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Tailgate Trash Talk, for our last episode of the season before we get into our off-season mode. Gary, appreciate you. Good, sir.
Appreciate you, buddy. It's been a good run. Would have loved this to give us a little drama down the stretch, but we had a hell of a semifinal round. We chose the wrong week to do the watch party, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. For Tailgate Trash Talk, Gary, I'm the Big Stove. We are out.